Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's makeup look, I just wanted to do a makeup that was really easy for work when you don't have a lot of time in the mornings, or any time that you want to look really nice and put together and polished when you don't have a whole lot of time. So I've already prepped and moisturized my skin all ready to go. So the first product I'm going to start out with is the Mecca Cosmetica Fresh Faced Hydrating Primer. Long lasting hydration for flawless makeup application. This is a really nice hydrating primer. Good even if you have more oily skin because it is oil free, but it's nice and lightweight. It's a really good one for helping to make your makeup last all day. For foundation, today I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade 2W2 Rattan. Now I have chosen to use a full coverage foundation for this video because that's what I generally prefer to use, and I just find it saves you a bit of time because you don't have to do extra concealing. The reason I've chosen the Double Wear Foundation today is just because it's really nice and long wearing, and a typical work day is an 8-hour day, so you want to make sure your makeup is really going to last you for as long as possible. Some people do prefer to wear just a lighter coverage makeup for work and they don't find they need to use a full coverage for an everyday, but it just comes down to personal preference. So if you do prefer to use a sheer coverage foundation, then by all means do. So now that we've got our foundation on, I'm going to go in with concealer, and I'm going to use the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced in the shade Light. Now I'm just doing a lighter coverage of concealer because you don't want your makeup for work to look too heavy or too intense, but you can if you want to. It's entirely up to you, and it also does depend on how bad your dark circles are. I find with this Too Faced concealer I do like to apply less of it than some of my other concealers because I do find it creases a little bit on me, but if I use a smaller amount then it's usually pretty good. Then to set my foundation in place, I'm going to be using the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation Powder in the shade G30, and this is going to offer some additional coverage but mostly just set my makeup in place so that it's going to last me for the whole day. Powder makes a huge difference in the longevity of your makeup and how long it's going to stay on the skin for. Now this is an additional step, and I wouldn't say it's 100% necessary if you are time poor in the morning, but I'm going to set my under eyes with a different powder, and I'm using the Tarte Tarteist contour palette and just using the lighter shade just to set down my under eye area. It's just a little bit lighter than my powder that I used to set my foundation with. It will keep the under eyes looking nice and bright. Plus it's designed for that area so it can be a little bit more smoothing. So next up we're going to move on to eyebrows. For me personally, eyebrows is something that I can't miss out in my routine. It is a essential step for me, so I'm going to be using the MAC Dirty Blonde Fluidline. So this is like a pomade product for the eyebrows, and I'm going to be using it on just a little, I think it's E05 brush from Sigma. You can use a pencil or a powder to fill in your brows instead, just whatever your preferred method is. Okay, so now we have our eyebrows on. We want to make sure our eyeshadow is going to last all day, so we need to use a base. So I'm going to use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Just taking a small amount of that just on my finger and just blending that all across the eye. So that step takes like 2 seconds, but it will make your eyeshadow last all day, so you won't get creasing throughout the day. So it is really important to do that step. And then I'm just going to set that down with that same Tarte powder that we used earlier. For eyeshadow today, don't want to do anything too crazy, just nice and quick and easy when you're a bit time poor in the morning. So I'm going to use the Nars St-Paul-De-Vence eyeshadow duo. So you've got like a matte colour on this side and then a little bit more of a shimmery kind of peachy colour on this side. So that's what we're going to do for our eyeshadow. So I'm just taking the matte brownish colour on a big fluffy brush, tapping off any excess and just applying that in the crease of the eye. This just gives a bit of definition but still remains really soft. And then all over the lid I'm just going to take this peachy shade on the side and just using it on a flat shader brush. And all I'm doing then is just pressing that colour all over the eyelid. So in terms of eyeshadow, that is all I'm going to be doing for eyeshadow today, because we want to keep it really basic, because for day-to-day for work you don't really need to go all out. You can if you want to, but it's completely up to you. But just remember to try and keep it quite professional depending on what sort of work environment you're in. So now I'm just applying some mascara, so I'm using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. So if I don't have time to do blush, bronzer, contour, highlight, and I only have one thing that I can do, I always do blush. I feel like blush just gives you some colour and some life to the face, and it gives you a really beautiful glow to the cheeks. And this is Warm Soul Blush from MAC. It has a nice sheen to it, so you don't really need to use a highlighter as well. If I was just in a rush for work, I wouldn't bother with bronzer and everything as well. I'd only do a bit of blusher. So you can see what a difference it makes with the blush on this side compared to no blush on this side. Just looks a lot more finished, put together and polished. And then lastly for lips, I'm going to be using the Nars Audacious lipstick in the shade Anita. So I always think for lips, for just a day-to-day lip, it's really nice to do a bit of still a neutral colour, but a little bit deeper than your natural lip tone. So it gives you a little bit of colour to the face. Otherwise, if you go really nude and you haven't got a lot of eye makeup on, it can end up washing you out. This colour is really perfect because it's just a couple of shades darker than my lip tone. I really love this lip colour as an everyday work lipstick because it gives you a little bit of definition to the lips, but it's not overpowering and it's definitely not too bold and in your face. So this here is the finished makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this will help you when you're getting ready for work, whatever you may do for a job. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!